Alright, Shalom, Kwahala, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakar Kodash. The blondness to the head apostles of Great Millstone at Ruel. And peace and salutations to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways, noise in this world abroad, all around the world. Now, as you can see, prophecy is coming to pass. Everything that we've been talking about, for the past, with my elders, with this camp along GMS Boston's and the head apostles on down. We've been talking about, uprose of the people, for years. We've been talking about this thing for years. We've been reading out of scriptures prophesying that these things will take place in the last days. And you see it. You see everything we've been saying for the past 12 years, since we've been out there. It's now starting to come to pass. Prophecy is now starting to unfold in front of our very eyes. You're starting to hear the wars and rumors of wars, the uproars of the people. People rising up, coming against their own government. These are the things we've been talking about for years, and now the prophecy is now starting to speak. But let me start off with a precept with Matthew's the 24th chapter and in the 4th verse. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceives you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, seeing So reading again. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceives you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, seeing that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and they shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So you hear about these things all over the news right now. You hear about, Iran coming up against America, Israel coming up against Iran, Russia coming up against America. You hear about all these nations coming against America. Those are the wars and rumors of wars. You still have Vladimir Putin, and his military and his weaponry, and still showing still flexing his muscles of his weaponry, It's like every year, Russia always comes out with a new technology of the thermonuclear missile. Last year he demonstrated the hypersonic missile, which could bypass, America's nuclear missile defense system. He made a demonstration of that, and now he's also demonstrating and also coming out that he has new advanced, thermonuclear missiles. All of this is coming to pass. Those are the wars and rumors of wars. And which we always say at the camp, that the hypersonic is much faster than the supersonic. America only has the supersonic missile, but Russia has the hypersonic missile, which is twice as faster than the supersonic. So America is like 10 years behind Russia in course of nuclear capability, So this is all prophecy coming to pass. And every time when America, or the US base nuclear facilities, every time when they start to get tested, or they start to run their military nuclear equipment, there's a chariot that comes by and that hovers over that base, and that interferes with with their system. Why are the chariots doing that? Because prophecy has to come to pass. It was prophesied that America will be destroyed by way of thermonuclear destruction, because America is the modern day Sodom and Egypt and Babylon and all these other kingdoms that ruled before it. America is all those kingdoms wrapped up in one. That's why it's known as Babylon the Great. So America's destiny is total annihilation, because America, these Edomites, Esau is not going to upset the prophecies that's written in this book that we bring out every week. Esau is not going to upset the prophecy, because prophecy will come to pass. Thus saith the Lord. And like I said this before, if the prophecy of us, of the Israelites, which consists of, Negroes, the Latin tribes and Native and Seminole Indians, if he had prophesied unto us in the wilderness, when we was in the wilderness, when we got out of Egypt, that if we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, that all these curses will come upon us and overtake us, didn't it not happen? Of course it happened, That's history. And that was correlated with prophecy, because it was prophesied, well over thousands and thousands of years ago, if we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, that these curses will come upon us. And it did, So what makes you think that the prophecy of America being destroyed by way of thermonuclear missiles is not going to come to pass? But yet you got people out here, that come up against us and that argue and say, oh, it's not going to happen. America will never be destroyed. America will continue on forever, But those are the same spirits that were back during the time of Noah, When Noah was out there prophesying for 120 years that a great flood was going to flood the earth and overtake the earth, People laughed at him. People scorned at him, People didn't take him serious. But what happened? It ended up coming to pass, though. The prophecy of that total destruction came to pass, and there was nothing those people could do about it. It ended up happening. So what makes people believe that all these things that we're talking about? Because we are the modern day prophets. Because the word prophet just means just to say before. And what are we prophesying? I'll tell you what we're prophesying. Jeremiah chapter 28 verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. That's what we're out here doing. We're prophesying about these three major things, because war is coming. World War III, the war to end all wars is coming to pass. This is what we're talking about. Because the Third World War is going to happen, and there is going to be a major draft. This time it's going to be both male and female. Because in Esau's military, you got male and female in the military. So Esau ain't going to waste no time. So when he implements that draft, you best believe male and female will be drafted over there to fight those wars. And there's no escaping it. There won't be no you're gonna flee to Canada or flee to Mexico, because it's all the same thing. because it's all the European Union, you know. So there is no getting away from this when this thing goes that when this ordeal goes down. You know, you Jakes out there that been scoffing against us, you know, you gonna feel the pressure. You gonna feel the heat, and you're gonna know that that a prophet has been among you, that's been that's been out there telling you this for years. But don't come hopping on the bandwagon then, because we done already told you. But yet you didn't want to listen, so you're gonna have to face your wrath. You know, you're gonna have to face the wrath and the anger of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So let me get this in 2nd Ezra chapter 9 real quick. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the, and he answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in thyself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And who is the highest? That's talking about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know? And now he's starting to visit the world which he made with these protests. Therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of these things for the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is made manifest. So the end is being made manifest through these protests and through these uproars of the people. You know, you're beginning to see the end being manifest through the uproars of the people, which consists of these protests. You know, you got the earthquakes. You know, in the world, you got frequent earthquakes that is taking place all around the world. You know, these are the prophecies which was talked about, you know, which Ezra saw, the prophet Ezra saw this. He saw the prophecies that are now taking place now. He saw that thousands and thousands of years ago, you know. This is what he saw. So let me get 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm gonna start at 14. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. You know, that's talking about these race wars that's about to take place. And swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in thy power. You know, this is what you have right now. You have sedition amongst men. You know, you got sedition amongst the government over there in Hong Kong. You know, you got millions upon millions of people protesting against their government. You know, that's sedition amongst men. So they're not regarding their kings nor princes, you know, due to a bill you know, that they don't want passed, That's sedition amongst men. That's sedition amongst the government. And you see this taking place right before your very eyes. Not over there, not just over there in Hong Kong, but you got all over the world basically. You got protesters in Kazakhstan, Albania, Romania, all over the place. There's these protests, and these people are rising up against their government. You got all these protests and everything rising up against the government. So for people to say that, that America or the destruction is not going to happen, people are just totally out of their minds, They don't know, they don't have the slightest clue to what's about to happen, And it's only a matter of time before these protests get more and more deadly and more serious, to the point where these martial law troops or these soldiers start gunning people down, with live ammunition, It's only a matter of time before, these soldiers or the people that are rising up against their government start using deadly force against their people. And it's going to happen, Because prophecy is coming to pass, and prophecy will come to pass, So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakwakwa. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways, noising this word abroad. And with that, I want to say shalom.